Hey team, this is Catherine Bontempo, independent consultant and executive district manager with Arbonne. I am so excited to come to you guys today and talk about GTC. Yay! GTC is just a few months away. I can't even believe it. I'm 2 months away and we're looking at it. So I just want to encourage you guys with your budgeting and as you're planning for GTC and kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of kind of what your expenses are and what you can think about. And so kind of the must-have expenses. So you have your registration fee, your flight, and your hotel, food, and products. Those are the 5 things that you kind of have to do. Obviously, you need food to stay alive. So that doesn't really change whether you're home or in Vegas. Your GTC registration fee, right now we are in the middle of our month and we can earn that. Arbonne has this amazing promotion. Go ahead and go to the source and search a GTC if you're not sure of that promotion, how to do that. You also, within that promotion, you can earn the products. You can earn the whole I Want It All set and still get the volume for that. So that could be, guys, go for that because that can be a great way to save money. That can be a great savings for you if that's what you need. But go for it because that's going to grow your business. It's a really great promotion. So go to the source and check that out if you're not familiar with it. And then you've got your hotel, food, and so when you're looking at hotel, the MGM has some great rates, Arbonne rates, but you probably are going to want to budget between $200, $250, and it could be all the way up to $500. Now I know that range is really wide, and then a couple things. If you're staying with, depending on how many people in your room, really changes the price. And so I don't want to speak to an exact number because if you're staying with just one other person, so there's 2 people in a room, you're probably going to be closer to the 500 range, maybe even a little bit more. Probably right around the 500 range. If you're staying with 4 people in a room, you're probably going to be closer to the 200 range. Now, depending on your schedule and what your family allows when you're flying out, that also will depend on how many hotel stays you have. And so if you're flying out Wednesday and like taking the red eye home Saturday, you're paying for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday hotel. That's it. So that's going to change depending on, if you're versus flying out Sunday or coming in Tuesday. And so I know I'm being a little broad with these numbers, but guys, if you need to be closer to the 200 range, that's probably 3 nights and it's probably with 4 people in a room. Obviously, you're going to share that cost. And the room rates are cheaper on Wednesday and Thursday than they are Friday and Saturday. So you're just going to divide up each night for however many people are in the room. And that's where you're going to get that cost. And so just know, do you need to pay, if you need to be closer to that 200 room, then you need to be in a room with 4 other people. And just think about that. If, you want to be maybe 350, 400, that's okay for your budget. And you want to stay with just one other person, go for that. So just know ahead of time, if you don't have a hotel room reserved yet, you're probably not going to be able to get one. I think it's already, the MGM is already booked up. So you may have to stay offsite. Now, if you're staying with people on your team and you want to know how much is this going to cost me, the MGM tells you exactly when you book it. So you can contact them and be like, how much is it per night? What room do we get per night? What's our room rates? And so then it may change when you actually check in because sometimes you might get 2 queens. Sometimes, there's differences there. They can't always guarantee everything. So plan for some wiggle room. But just know it's probably going to be around that 250, 350, 400, maybe 500 if you're in like a suite or something like that. So the room you get matters, how many people in your room matter, and how many nights you're staying matter. But you can also, where do you need to be? You can kind of plan, I need to stay closer to this side. So we've got our hotel. So I would say 250 all the way up to, 354, depending on the people in your room. And if you are like, I really need to stay in a room with 4 people, but I don't know 4 people or I don't have 4 people on my team coming, how can I make this happen? Connect with your upline because we can help guide you guys to a room with people in it. My first year I went to GTC as a district manager. I actually stayed with a different team. I knew one of the girls. She's a local team here in Michigan with me, and I was friends with her and I knew her. But I didn't know any of the other girls. And so that's what I did my first year. And it was fine. You're not in your room a ton. It's not like you're just like lounging in your room. We're there for work and we have a lot of fun and we do a lot of fun team things. So just know you can stay on that cheaper end and pay a little bit more. So whatever kind of you guys need to be at, go ahead and go for. And then food, and this is great with the GTC survival kit. That gives you your breakfast. That gives you some snacks. I pack more protein shakes. I put little in my little Ziploc baggies. I bring my antioxidant boosters. I bring my vitamins. I bring a bag of almonds. I bring a bag of cashews. I like having those snacks handy, and that's a really great way for me to, save a little bit of money. There's also a grocery store real close by. It's called Vons, VONN, I believe, and you can look that up. But they do free delivery on online orders over $50. So you can get with some of the girls in your room and say, okay, let's get some apples, let's get some bananas, let's order some orange juice, let's get some champagne if you want. You can do all of those things and then just put it on your credit card and they deliver it right to you, to the hotel for you. So that could be a great way to save money because you could get lunch meat, you could get bread. They do have some gluten-free options. They will run out of that pretty quickly. So just know you're probably going to want to place that order almost as soon as you arrive. And then you just stay at the hotel and they deliver it and it's great. So there's that option to really save you money. The Arbonne Cafe is a really affordable place to eat, to go out. We'll do some fun team dinners together. And I know when Toy is planning this, as her and I have been talking, like she really considers our price point and thinks about that. And what I can recommend, guys, use your common sense. If you're like, you don't have to go out every meal. We'll probably do one big fun meal together as a team, and then maybe there'll be a couple of other options. I like to go out to eat in Vegas. That is one of the things I really look forward to. I love the food. I love that. So I probably budget a little bit more for food because I think that's really fun and I enjoy that, and I enjoy having a cocktail with the meals and things like that. And so the thing is, it is Vegas, so everything does cost more. So if you're used to paying, between, around $6 for a cocktail, you're probably going to be paying $9 or $10. You could be even paying $15, depending on what you're. So just know those things, it does cost more. Vegas does. So just think about that as you're budgeting. And whatever your budget is, just stick to it. I know the first year I went, I had, I think, $500 for my food, my fun, and then my products. And so I took a little note card. I swear I had a little note card and I had $500 written in the top. And everything I spent, I wrote it down and subtracted. I just did math. I just kept track of how much money I had left to spend. And for me, that was also, my ground transportation from the airport. And I'm gonna chat about that real quick as I'm thinking about this. The transportation is really easy. There's a big thing that says ground transportation. You go out, there's different lines. It's like $13 round trip for a bus. It takes you to the hotel. You pay for both trips. It's like $13 or $22. I can't remember. You can also share a limo or a taxi with people. Those are going to be a little bit more expensive, and you're going to want to get as many people in to make that cost effective. I think, for $22 or whatever, $13, I'll just ride the bus. Like, that's fine with me. And it's not like it's a shuttle bus. This is what this company does. And you tell them when your return flight is, and they come and pick you up in front of your hotel and you go. I just think that's a lot easier. It's really simple to do when you're there. So kind of plan for that. And then if you want to do any exploring in Vegas, or shopping, if that's really important to you, look at your budget, how much you want to shop. The products, Arbonne will give us a price point for the products, so we'll have an idea of how much the I Want It All set is. I think last year it was close to $350, if I'm remembering right, or $370. But they'll let us know ahead of time, so you can go ahead and budget for that. There's also the Arbonne Boutique. This is a great way, if you want to get some fun Arbonne bling things, an Arbonne mug, or maybe the lap boards for your presentation, some thank you cards, some earrings or necklaces, maybe as thank you gifts to your team, or those kind of things. You can pick all of those up there. But guys, that's really fun kind of shiny stuff. And so we don't get the volume on it. So really, I really caution you guys, just really budget for that. How much do you want to spend in the boutique? What are your things you really want? Like, what do you want to walk away with? I remember one year I was like, I really want a mug. There was this Arbonne mug. They had given us a preview of and I was like, I want that mug. I drink tea every day. Whether I'm drinking the detox tea or not, I love tea. I'm a tea drinker. I love mugs. And so that was something I was like, okay, I'm buying that. And then is there, maybe a piece of jewelry you want, a shirt? They have bags. You guys, they have everything. So when you go to the boutique, don't get overwhelmed. They give you a bag, you walk around with it and shove stuff in your bag and then take stuff out of your bag. Shove stuff in your bag, take stuff. Okay, do I really want this? Do I really need this? Is this within my budget? I think the first year, you guys, I think I had like $50 to spend, and that was it in the boutique. And that was plenty. And so you don't need to spend $200 in the boutique. Please don't. But you know, they've got these really fun like Arbonne balloons that say Arbonne when you blow them up. I look at them every year and I'm like, those are so cute. I've never bought them because honestly, I don't have a need for them. That's not going to help me grow my business. It's not like putting an Arbonne balloon on my mailbox is like, oh, that girl does Arbonne. Let's go say hi to her. You know, that's not how this business works. So yeah, and then any fun you guys want to have, if you guys want to go to a show, if you want to do that, and look at the schedule and see maybe you're flying Wednesday night and you don't really have time for that. That's okay. But really, if you can only spend $100 on a show, you're like, okay, I'm flying in Wednesday morning. I'm going to be there Wednesday night. I'd like to do a show. I can only spend $100 on my ticket. Well, if a show is up and it's $200, you're not going to go. If it's if it's $110, you can't go because that's not your budget. And so I just really want to encourage you guys, stick within your budget. Think about those things, you know, pack snacks, pack protein bars, pack protein shakes, bring that with you, you know, get together with some girls and order some groceries from Vons to really save on that. And then, you know, think about where you can, you know, even going out to eat, maybe instead of getting an entree, you're just going to get an appetizer. There's a lot of places to eat. There's lots of, you know, options, and we don't really have as many opportunities to like take the food back and reheat it the next day if you guys are leftovers. I know when my husband and I go out to dinner, we get an appetizer, we each get an entree. There's always leftovers, but we just eat them the next day. That's just kind of what we do. You don't have as much opportunity with that, just as far as you may or may not have a fridge in your room. You may or may not have a microwave in your room. So kind of doing those things can be a little bit more challenging. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully this is helpful as you're thinking about it, kind of what you need to budget. If you have questions about doing a budget, or you maybe need a little bit of help with that, I am more than happy to help. This is one of the things that I just am excited about, and just to know that you guys can go to GTC for cheap. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You can really make choices, and make those choices now to save money. You know, if you're going out to eat twice a week, maybe cut that back to once a week and save that money for GTC. Get your GTC jars out. Think about going. Think about how you can save that money. You know, even if you're going to Starbucks 2 or 3 times a week, cut those out. Maybe go once a week, or maybe you play a game. Oh, if I don't go to Starbucks at all this week, or maybe you're getting a really fancy drink. You're getting the, you know, mocha frappuccino, blah, blah, blah. Well, maybe I'm just going to get a coffee because that's only $2, you know, and I'm going to get a tall, because if you are in Starbucks long enough, I think a refill is only 50 cents, or if you have the card, the Starbucks card, it's free. So there's something you can think about. You know, there's different ways to save money. So I'm going to hang out at Starbucks, drink my coffee, get a free refill, and then go. So that's it, instead of getting, you know, this big fancy cappuccino or anything like that. So those are great ways where you guys can really think about, how can I save money in preparation for this trip? It's tax season. Get your taxes done now. You know, if you get a refund, and put part of that refund towards GTC if you can. So hopefully this is encouraging to you guys. But if you have questions about what you need to budget, what you prepare, how to do a budget, those things, please let me know. Team, this is what I'm here for. I can connect you guys with, if you need to stay in a room with 4 people, we can make that happen. If you know, don't have a little bit more freedom, that's great. So let me know how I can be of help for you guys if you have any questions or need anything. All right, team, see you later.